You were crying. Maybe you thought you were alone. Maybe you were trying to be quiet about it. The kind of moment you don't let many people see, where the weight of something just became too much, and you stopped fighting it. And then your dog was there. Not called, not coaxed, just there. Moving toward you across the floor, with that specific kind of focus they only use when something matters. Getting close. Closer than usual. And then, gently, carefully, licking your face, your cheek, your tears. And something about it broke you open wider than the crying already had. Because it was so tender, and so specific, and so completely, unmistakably intentional. You probably didn't think about it too long. You wiped your face. You pulled them close. You maybe laughed a little. That surprised, grateful laugh that comes out when something catches you off guard with its kindness. But here is what you didn't know. What your dog did in that moment, crossing the room without being called, reaching your face, staying with you, is one of the most scientifically extraordinary things an animal can do. And the reason they did it goes so much deeper than most owners ever learn. Stay until the end, because the last reason isn't just surprising. It is the one that will make you look at your dog right now, wherever they are in the room, and feel something that has no name yet. Point 1. They tasted your pain before they reached you. Here is where this story actually begins. Not when they licked your tears, before that. Long before your dog reached your face, before they even stood up, they already knew. Human tears are not just water. They are a biochemical document. When you cry from emotion, genuine emotional pain, not just an eyelash or a yawn, your tears contain a specific cocktail of stress hormones, elevated cortisol markers, and neurochemical signals that are chemically distinct from any other liquid your body produces. To your dog's 300 million olfactory receptors, a nose that processes scent at a sensitivity 40 times greater than yours, those tears announce themselves across a room. Your dog didn't see you crying and decide to come. They smelled the chemistry of your distress changing in the air, and their nervous system responded before they had time to think about it. A study published in the journal Learning and Behavior confirmed that dogs can distinguish human emotional states through scent alone, detecting fear, grief, and acute stress through airborne chemical signals that humans cannot consciously perceive. Which means your dog was already moving toward you before you made a sound, before you reached for a tissue, before you even fully understood yourself how bad it had gotten. They knew first, and they came anyway. Point 2. The lick is not what you think it is. Now let's talk about the lick itself, because most people assume it's one of two things. Either their dog likes the salt, or their dog is just being affectionate in the only way they know how. Both of those answers are true in the most surface way possible, but they miss almost everything. When a dog licks the face of another dog, or a human, during a moment of visible distress, veterinary behaviorists classify this as affiliative behavior. A behavior driven not by hunger or habit or reflex, but by something that functions neurologically and emotionally, like care. The lick is a specific action. Your dog chose your face. They chose the tears specifically. They didn't lick your hand. They didn't lick your knee. They came to the part of you that was showing pain, and they addressed it directly. Think about what that requires. Your dog had to read your face, process your emotional state, identify the location of your distress, navigate toward it, and engage with it gently, not with the clumsy enthusiasm they use for food or play, but with the particular softness they reserve for moments like this. That sequence is not instinct. That is attunement. That is your dog responding to you as an individual, reading the specific texture of your pain in this specific moment, and doing the only physical thing their body knows how to do when someone they love is hurting. They tried to clean it away. Point 3. They learned this in the first days of life. To understand why your dog does this, you have to go back to the very beginning, not of your relationship, further back than that. When your dog was born, before their eyes were open, before they could hear, before they could regulate their own temperature, there was one constant in their world: their mother's tongue. A mother dog licks her puppies constantly in the first weeks of life, to clean them, to stimulate their breathing, to keep them warm, to encourage them to nurse, to calm them when they cry. For a puppy in those first fragile days, the sensation of being licked is the sensation of being safe, of being found, of being loved by the only living thing in the world they know. That association, tongue equals care, tongue equals you are not alone, tongue equals I am here and you matter, gets written into the nervous system so early and so deeply that it never fully leaves. When your adult dog licks your tears, they are reaching back to the oldest comfort they know, the one that was given to them when they were helpless, and now they are giving it to you. Because somewhere in the architecture of what they feel for you, you became someone worth offering their most fundamental act of care. You became, in the deepest neurological sense, theirs to look after. Point 4. Your face is the most important thing in their world. This one changes everything. Research from the University of Helsinki found that dogs spend more time studying their owner's face than any other object, person, or stimulus in their environment. More than food, more than other dogs, more than anything. Your face is the primary way your dog understands their world. Your expression tells them whether something is dangerous or safe, whether to be alert or relaxed, whether this moment is ordinary or something they need to respond to. They have been reading your face, every micro-expression, every small shift in your eyes, every tension around your mouth, every single day since they came home. Which means that when you cry, when your face does the thing it does when the pain becomes too much, your dog doesn't just notice, they feel it. Research on canine empathy, and the science now accepts that dogs experience something functionally equivalent to empathy, has found that dogs exposed to a crying owner show physiological stress responses themselves. Their cortisol rises. Their heart rate changes. Your dog doesn't watch you cry from a safe, emotional distance. They feel it with you. And then they do the only thing their body knows to do with a feeling that big. They come closer. They lick your face. They try to make the expression change. They are not just responding to your pain. They are trying to end it. Point 5. They do this differently with you than with anyone else. Here's the part that makes people go completely quiet, because it answers the question most owners never think to ask. Does your dog do this with everyone who cries? With strangers? With people they've just met? The answer is no. Studies on canine empathic response have found that dogs are significantly more likely to approach and respond to crying from their bonded owner than from a stranger, even when the crying is identical in sound and intensity. It's not the crying that activates them. It's you crying. Your specific biochemistry. Your specific face. Your specific scent changed by your specific grief. A chemical and emotional signature they have spent years learning until it became, to their nervous system, the equivalent of a distress signal from the most important being in their world. Think about that. Your dog has built such a precise internal model of who you are, of what you smell like, what your face does, what the air around you carries when you are okay versus when you are not, that they can distinguish your pain from everyone else's. You are not a human to them. You are their human. And when their human hurts, in a way that has your chemical signature, your emotional weight, your specific and irreplaceable presence in pain, something in them that is not quite instinct and not quite choice, but something deeper than both, sends them directly to your face, to lick away what they can, to stay for the rest. Point 6. What they feel while they do it. Most owners never think about this side of it. We think about what the lick means for us, what it tells us about them, what it says about the bond. But what is happening inside your dog in that moment? Research on human-animal interaction has found that when a dog engages in comfort-seeking behavior with their owner, moving toward them, making contact, staying close, the dog's own oxytocin levels rise. The same bonding hormone being released in you is also being released in them. They are not just offering comfort from a neutral place, they are feeling something in the act of giving it. Something that functions like warmth, like connection, like the relief of being needed by the one they love most. Your dog licking your tears is not a sacrifice. It is not them suppressing their own comfort to help yours. It is both of you, in that moment, in the same emotional experience. Two nervous systems reaching toward each other across the species boundary and finding, in the most unexpected place, something that feels like home. Think about what your dog carries into that moment. Every walk. Every morning they waited for you to wake up. Every evening they pressed against your legs in the kitchen without knowing why, only knowing that being near you was right. Every night they slept closer to you than anywhere else in the world. All of it arriving at once, in a lick, on your face, while you cried. Point 7. What this moment is really telling you. And now we arrive at the one I promised. The one underneath everything. Think about the people in your life who have seen you cry, who didn't look away, who moved toward you instead of becoming uncomfortable and looking for an exit, who stayed close enough to make contact, who didn't need you to explain it or justify it or get over it quickly. Think about how rare that is. Think about how much it means when it happens, that someone sees you at your most unguarded and doesn't flinch, doesn't offer advice, doesn't minimize, just comes, just stays, just, with every quiet, physical piece of their presence, says, I see this. I'm not leaving. You don't have to be okay yet. Your dog does that, without being asked, without any guarantee you'll be okay quickly, without needing the moment to resolve itself so they can feel more comfortable. Research from the University of Vienna found that the depth of a dog's attachment to their owner activates the same neural pathways associated with the deepest social bonds across species. What your dog feels for you is not a lesser version of something. It is not a shadow of real connection. It is the real thing, expressed in the only language available to them, a language with no words, no sentences, no explanations. Just a body crossing a room, just a face pressed gently to yours, just a tongue, careful and warm, doing the only thing it knows how to do when the most important being in the world is hurting, cleaning away the evidence of pain, one tear at a time, because they can't carry it for you, but they refuse to let you carry it alone. Your dog doesn't know what heartbreak is. They don't know what loss is, or grief, or the specific weight of the thing that made you cry that day. But they know your face, and they know when it's wrong. And every single time, without exception, without hesitation, without anything asked in return, they have shown up for it. They have always shown up for it. And they will keep showing up for it. For every year they have left, for every tear, for every single time. If this changed something in you, if it made you think of a specific moment, a specific night, a specific wet nose against your cheek, share this with someone who has a dog who has done this for them. Because most of them carry that memory, and most of them never knew the full weight of what it meant. Every single week we go deeper into what your dog feels, what they carry, and the extraordinary ways they find to tell you, without a single word, that you are the center of their world. Your dog has been showing up for you in ways you are only just beginning to understand. They never needed you to understand. They just needed you to be there. And so did they.